One of my favorite expressions that I learned in about marketing comes from Emmett Smith. Emmett said, when I used to run, I would look for a sliver of light that wasn't supposed to be there, and I'd run towards it. And sorry about that. Um, the concept that I've been able to take advantage of, most people when they're looking for a condo, whether they're younger people, younger professionals looking to get into the marketplace, or what we're seeing now is the majority of people looking into these high-rise condos are older people looking to downsize out of their, big homes and live in the neighborhood still. They're the ones that are going to the site and looking for this information as quickly as possible. I guess my point is that people know what buildings they're interested in, and that's why I think our site provides them with that fast, quick, easy solution.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is based in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro and focuses on high-rise condos. His website, highrisecondosforsale.com. Please welcome Tucker Scott. Tucker, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jill. I'm glad to be here.
I always like to start off at the top of the show, Tucker, by asking guests how they got into the real estate space.
I've been involved in technology from really right out of college, and I've always been fascinated by technology and simply how it applies to the marketing field. Over the years, I've had several experiences in dealing with mass marketing opportunities. First in the 800 information services for the voice over text information field, and then parlayed that into the 900 businesses, which we pioneered, and which actually brought me down to Dallas to start with. But this real estate application came to me kind of serendipitously. I had started an online coupon service called Big Fat Coupon in the early 2000s, and had a 10-year run with it, but got usurped by Groupon, and so I had to transition out of that, and then I discovered the value of the multiple listing services and what they represented in the market, and I saw an opportunity there. If you could harness the multiple listing service and apply it to the marketing field, there's some value there. And I certainly that was really highlighted by a company called highrises.com when I was initially looking at this opportunity.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
They were the 800-pound gorilla back in 2013, 2014, with the application that they had developed. I had developed a similar concept, but transitioned out. I was invited to be the sales and marketing director for a moving company called MoveStar here in Dallas, a firefighter moving company. Over the years, I've been keeping my radar open in that area, and I found out that highrises.com got sold to the Murdoch organization. Murdoch owns realtor.com. They own move.com. And I was surprised what they did to the site, which is they took the traffic and they moved away from what made them famous, successful in my opinion. And I was lucky enough to pick up highrisecondos4sale.com, and I came in and filled the vacuum of what that represented, a fast, easy way to identify, condos for sale, in the Dallas market based upon the neighborhoods and the buildings. It's really the fascinating thing, and I think your audience will share this with me, and that's, the buildings themselves are the architectural dream, the architectural gems throughout the marketplace. I mean, these are just beautiful buildings, and these condos inside of there are fantastic ways of living. I'm a big believer in living the high life. Sky high living is kind of my tagline, actually. And yeah, we're just trying to make it a fun, fast, easy way for people to access great places to live.
I want to ask you, Tucker, about you mentioned the marketing background and how incredible the multiple listing service really is. I think at this point people might take it for granted, but it is pretty remarkable what it is able to accomplish. I'm curious, when people
Absolutely.
have a condo, is it automatically now on your website? And are there similar websites where condos are being propagated when it is listed on the MLS, or is it a little bit maybe more of a trickier or thing, or attachment to add in order to get listed on condo specific websites?
That's an interesting question, Dylan. The answer is that the multiple listing service and Netrix here in the North Market, the North Dallas market, they've done a fantastic job of aggregating this information, for all the listings, all the real estate listings. The unique thing that we've been able to do is to take that, and I have to give kudos to realgeeks.com. RealGeeks is the MLS provider that we utilize, and they've been able to, and not everybody does it, and I'm so fortunate to have been able to work with them on this, that we're able to propagate those listings by building. That's a little bit of a software. It's a software, it's special sauce, if you will, that, and I've taken advantage of that. And so these listings are broken down by building, and that's what we built our site around.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
This massive monolith. When you were looking at different niches and different ways to really add value, what was it specifically about condos where you said, okay, there's something here?
One of my favorite expressions that I learned about marketing comes from one of the great running backs in the NFL, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt said one time that it really struck me as a marketing guy. He said, "Yeah, when I used to run, I would look for a sliver of light that wasn't supposed to be there, and I'd run towards it." And sorry about that. Um, the concept that I've been able to take advantage of is just that. where, as I mentioned, Real Geeks was able to break apart or take that multiple listing service and identify it by building, which isn't necessarily easy to do. But when I figured that out, when that came up, when that came to me, I said, okay, now we can build a site. We can break it down by building again, because most people, when they're looking for a condo, whether they're younger people, younger professionals looking to get into the marketplace, or what we're seeing now is the majority of people looking into these high-rise condos are older people looking to downsize out of their, big homes and live in the neighborhood still. They're the ones that are going to the site and looking for this information as quickly as possible. I guess my point is that people know what buildings they're interested in, and that's why I think our site
Yeah.
provides them with that fast, quick, easy solution.
I want to ask you about being active as an agent. You're an agent as well. And I want to ask you about maybe the reception that you've received from other agents when asked about building out tech in the real estate space. How often do you have people coming to you with ideas and picking your brain about maybe a startup or this type of thing?
Well, thank you, Dylan. Actually, I'm not an agent. I chose, the goal of highrisecondos4sale.com, and perhaps some of your audience may like hearing this, but I'm looking to roll this out across the country, one market at a time. We're starting here in Dallas, um, and it's interesting. You're right. I'm in the business of making real estate agents and brokers successful. I want to position them on this site as the sponsor of this website and drive as much traffic to them as I possibly can. I'm going to make my money on a volume basis. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to put this in 30 markets and charge a very fair and reasonable price for them to sponsor this. And we'll roll from there. The guy who created highrises.com, he was an agent and was taking a piece of the action throughout, from the agents that were able to
Mm.
drive, get leads from the site. I'm looking for something a little bit more pragmatic, a little bit more marketing oriented. Selling real estate is a tough job, and I'm looking for an easier solution for myself. Frankly, I just want to make these guys successful just by driving leads to their business.
I want to ask you about the idea of leads in general. I think right now people have a little bit of a shiny object syndrome when it comes to where do they find the quote unquote good leads from. But it's two sides, right? So you have the place that people go to buy, but you also have the place that people go to sell, and then for the brokers and agents, they also are being supplied leads from the same site. And so I'm curious, do you feel like when you have a website like you have, but also folks who are involved in maybe a similar vertical, that you have to focus not just on the ability to market the properties and have everything displayed in a way that would bring eyeballs, but conversely, on really being a good switch and funnel for folks like you mentioned who are interested in potentially selling or buying a condo, to where you can then supply those leads to agents across the country.
Yeah, I mean, that's you're right. You're right. It's a very competitive field. Obviously, being selling real estate is super competitive in every market. Um, and we're just, again, you're right. I'm trying to build a better mousetrap for agents and brokers to attract good leads. And I think, that's what we've done. The concept behind highrisecondos4sale.com is obviously based upon keyword search mechanisms that populate, upon the Google search results and I was gratefully surprised that, our website got immediate, page one, page two recognition on Google search all by itself without any advertising support at all. There's a little bit of there's a method behind the madness behind that. And I'm glad it worked.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
But obviously, I got to work hard in order to build the, to build the traffic. And that's why I'm actually working with and looking for media partners that I can do joint ventures with, because the, the multiple listing services that, the design that we created on the site makes it really easy and fun to catch, as I mentioned, foreclosure properties, lakefront properties, high-rise condos, as well as the major, neighborhoods markets and their listings that are available there. So we're working hard to create that special place where people can find that their information that they, are looking for, and quickly and highlight highlight the agents that are on there. Right now, Tony Nunzio is my sponsoring agent here in Dallas, and we're glad to have him on there, and I'm hoping we can, make him very successful.
I want to ask you about uh, the adoption of these types of tools in general. I think it's interesting because I get multiple different perspectives, especially on this show. I think on this show, I get a lot of people who are very much adopting different and alternative marketing techniques, also cutting edge, and they truly believe in the power of this. But I also think in real estate in general, there's some very much old school mentality, uh, which is kind of against the changing of the guard, if you will. And as someone who's bringing a product to agents, do you feel any of that kind of pushback? And if so, what can we do as an industry to keep things progressing in a direction where both consumers benefit, but also agents are able to get in front of more eyeballs?
Hmm. Yeah, no, good. That's a good point. I suppose that, you know, the the advent of AI coming into the marketplace, uh, bumps up against the old traditional way of, for agents and brokers to deal with to deal with clients and so forth. But at the same time, it's an old story, but a new story. It, you know, one of the most fundamental things in life is that, everybody needs a place to live, and, food, shelter, and clothing. We're focusing on the shelter side of it. And, we're just trying to provide the fastest and easiest way for people to get the homes that they're looking for. And again, the magic is in the multiple listing services. As you know, when you go to, and this is what high-rise-condos-for-sale.com, I think, does a good job at, and that is, we present all these beautiful homes at your fingertips, and you can see these. I mean, the luxury condos in Dallas are just phenomenal. I mean, they really are. And it's so much fun to be able to present that in a fast, easy way.
Tucker, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go if maybe they're an agent and they're interested in learning more about how to be involved?
Well, high-rise-condos-for-sale.com is the site that they would go to. Again, my email address, tucker@high-rise-condos-for-sale.com, would be the best way to reach out to me. We try to promote the agents as much as possible on our site. So if your audience has a interest in sponsoring our website in a particular market, please reach out to me, and we'll be happy to put it on the radar, and make it work.
Tucker, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Dylan, thank you so much for the opportunity to share this opportunity with you, and I wish you guys the very best as well. Thanks for doing what you're doing.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.